What's up, Blue Jay fans? Robb Scott of the Jay Talking Podcast, back with another game day recap. This is Game 2 of Baltimore in Toronto at the Rogers Center. The Blue Jays, 1-8, last in the majors and in the AL East against the first place AL East leaders, who are 6-2. Wade Miley on the hill has not given up a run in his first start. He also has no decision, though he did walk 7. Aaron Sanchez, also no decision, and a 1.29 ERA for the Jays. He's our ace and our best chance of ending this shithole that we're in. Baltimore's offense comes in 22nd overall versus the Jays, who are dead last in offense. Pitching is very similar. Orioles pitching, their starting pitchers have a 4.40 ERA, Blue Jays 4.33. Overall, their staff, 3.95 for the Orioles, 3.98 for the Jays. So very, very close. Bullpen is not much different. The Orioles are ranked 13th overall with their bullpen with a 3.30 ERA. That's, again, not just the American League. That is in Major League Baseball. And the Blue Jays are ranked 15th overall with a 3.38 ERA. So not much difference between that. News and notes, Josh Donaldson officially went on the DL with 10-day DL, but he could be gone as much as 3 weeks or so. We don't know with him. That is a huge loss for the Jays. Obviously, his team's struggling like this. Their best bat, the only guy who's been hitting this season. So the Jays purchased a contract of Chris Coughlin from AAA and the DFA'd Juan Gratterall. Excuse me for not knowing these names with the proper English. I can barely pronounce my own. So he took the loss for Josh Donaldson getting injured. Coughlin, Goins, Barney, and Pierce will sub in at third base. Any combination of those, probably most likely Barney, Goins, and Coughlin. Coughlin was cut loose by the Phillies in camp, and he will provide a boost against right-handed hitters a lifetime. His OPS is 766, and against left-handers, it's just 618. So let's get to the scoring. Top of the second, Baltimore scores first on the hill, and immediately you feel deflated with the way they've been playing. Chris Davis scored on a wild pitch that was 1-0 for Baltimore. Bottom of second, Toronto responded. Justin Smoke with a single scored Kendrys Morales, and then Tulo scored when Barney reached on an error by Manny Machado. That made it 2-1 Toronto now. Bottom second. Bottom fourth, Toronto extended their lead 3-1. Justin Smoke, who had a good game, homered a 377-foot shot to deep left. Baltimore responded top of the fifth in a big way. Aaron Sanchez fell apart here, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Jonathan Scope homered 409-footer to deep left center. J.J. Fardy, he also homered 378-footer to deep left. That scored Hun Soo Kim for a 2-run blast. Again, that put the Baltimore up 4-3. Top of six, Baltimore extends the lead. Chris Davis with a blast to deep center, 5-3. Top of ninth, Baltimore adds another. Seth Smith with a home run. And you saw the writing on the wall at this point. He had a 367-foot shot to deep right. And I was busy doing other work, so I didn't write down what the Jays actually did in the bottom of the ninth. But they made it very, very interesting. Scored a run, had a couple men on, and Steve Pierce struck out to end the game against his former teammates. Zach Britton picked up his 5th save of the night. Let's look at what we got here. Wade Miley was 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 8 Ks. Darren O'Day came in, got his second hold with an inning of work, 2 hits, 2 Ks. Brad Brock with an inning and struck out the side. He got his 5th hold. And as I said, Zach Britton came in, 1 inning, 3 hits. The Jays love hitting against him. 1 K, 1 run, but he did extend his consecutive save streak now to 54. On the O's offense, Chris Davis, 2 for 3, a home run, 1 ribby, 2 runs scored and a walk. Jonathan Scope, 2 for 4 with a blast. J.J. Hardy, a home run, 2 ribbies, 1 for 4. Adam Jones, 2 for 4 with a walk. And Seth Smith, that 9th inning home run, he was 1 for 4 with a RBI and a walk. Blue Jays offense did eke out 10 hits, but took the W. Justin Smoke had a nice game. Missed his third hit or his second home run in the ninth with a blast, but it just went to the warning track. He was 2 for 4 on the night with a home run and 2 ribbies. Barney with a hit and a ribby. Morales, Tulo, each 1 for 4 with a run scored. Pilar 2 for 4. Goins got in pinch hitting. He went 1 for 1. And Devin Travis finally broke his 0 for, I think he was 0 for 30, 29-30. He had a hit in the ninth and drove in a run. Aaron Sanchez, 5 1/3, 7 hits, 5 runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks, 3 home runs. His ERA went up to 4.38 with a 1.22 whip. Very uncharacteristic start for him. He falls to 0-1 on the season. Dominic Leon, an inning and a third, a hit, 1 walk, 1 K. His ERA now at 2.08 with a 0.92 whip. Very impressive start for him. Aaron Loop, a third of an inning and K. Ryan Tepera, 1 inning, 1 walk. Jason Grilly, an inning, a run, a walk, and a K. So let's talk about Aaron Sanchez for a minute. The blister, to blister or not to blister, is the question. His velocity was down. We saw him look at his finger. We saw him have the very rough outing. And I think chances are we're going to see him hit the DL. I mean, if this is going to be a recurring problem, you got to shut it down. You can't keep playing with it start after start after start. He was very much affected by it. His curveball was getting hit because of it. The curveball puts the most pressure on that blister. And when your velocity is down a little bit, in conjunction with that or because of that, that spelled what happened tonight, which was he cruised to the fourth, but a very bad inning finished off really what was a poor start. So that's worrying, and we will hear more from him and from the Blue Jays about that. But it's a significant blow, especially with Josh Donaldson being out. We'll see what happens there. The Jays now 1-9. To get to 90 wins, which is kind of the magic number you hear to make the playoffs, they have to play .586 ball from this point out. Not impossible, but this is not. And I don't just mean from the 1-9 start. This is not a .586 to .600 ball club. This is maybe, everything goes well, a .550 ball club. So they don't even have it in them to get to where they need to go. And now with Donaldson out for probably 2-3 weeks, who knows what's happening with Aaron Sanchez, things could get very ugly. Well, they're already ugly. This is Good Friday. Jesus didn't die for ball players to play like this. Am I right? So anyway. Jays lose 6-4. They're back at it tomorrow. 2:07 Eastern. Alec Asher, with no record, is on the hill for Baltimore against Marco Estrada, who's 0-1 with a 5.73 ERA. He's pitched 11 innings so far, 11 innings, 12 hits, 4 walks, and 9 Ks is 12 hits. Now remember the last year for sure, and going back to the year before, he was very close as well, led the league in opposing batting average. So now that's just 2 starts, very small sample size, so we won't make too much of it. However, we know that there is also an issue with his back that could creep up any time, and maybe, is he 100%? Usually when your back goes, you're never 100% again. So who knows if that's affecting it, or it's just a small sample size and it means nothing. I should just shut my mouth. Anyway, thank you for joining me. We will see you again tomorrow. Good luck to you, and good luck to the Jays.